Welcome back one final time to BeFM Drama's 40-episode run of Goblin Stories. I'm your host, Ryan Estrada. All this season, we have been adapting every story in Charles Dickens' long-lost series of 22 winter books. This was the project that he squeezed in between writing some of the most beloved books in human history. But he didn't always give it the care and attention that his more well-remembered books got. Charles Dickens was a great writer. But after studying every one of them over the last 4 months, I can tell you, these books were not his masterworks. Some of these books are phoned in, farmed out nonsense. Some are nearly unreadable stream of consciousness. Some of them are barely disguised rantings meant to resolve petty personal disputes. This is what made them so fun to adapt. I didn't have to live up to a masterpiece. I could take all of the fascinating ideas and develop them into something new. Even using Dickens' laziness as part of the inspiration for these new stories. And now, in his final installment, Dickens found a whole new way to be lazy. Today, in our final episode of Goblin Stories, we tell a tale inspired by the 1867 book No Thoroughfare. Unlike the last decade and a half of books, this was not an anthology of stories. It was not a short story like the two before that, nor was it an original novel like the first 5. This year, Dickens and his collaborator Wilkie Collins put out a novelization of their own stage play. Novelizations were popular in the 80s before home video existed. Fans of a movie couldn't rewatch their favorite films after they left the cinema, so someone would write a book version of the film story to replicate the experience. This is what Dickens and Collins did for the grand finale to this entire series. They hoped that it would advertise their play and bring in more audience members. So this book did not have a whole bunch of short stories in it. It was one single tale of 2 men, one name, and a long fall. We will now adapt this tale into our final goodbye to Goblin and Fern. We're going to jump a little bit in the future where Fern is already gone and Goblin is getting on with a new partner. Please enjoy BeFM Drama's production of End of the Line.
You never know what night will be your last. I work the graveyard shift as a paramedic, and I witness a lot of people meeting their end. I always wonder, who'll be there to witness my final story? And will they pass it on? What will they say about me when I'm gone? I had many opportunities to consider that question over the past few months, but never as seriously as the second time I got up close to the Riverside chimes. I was out on patrol with my new partner, settled into my new routine, when a call came in that reminded me of the past.
22 Charles, I've got a call for you.
Hey partner, we got a call.
Go for 22 Charles.
Head to Claremont Avenue at 120th. We have a possible jumper on the Church Bell Tower.
We are on our way.
That's a bit of deja vu.
Why is that?
That's the exact same call my old partner and I got exactly 1 year ago today.
Your old partner?
Yeah, he inherited a bunch of money and left town a few months back. But before that, he and I were called out to save this drunk guy who thought I was a goblin. That's where I got my nickname. He must be in trouble again.
Well, let's get going.
There was a horrible storm brewing when we arrived. A lightning strike lit up the scene and we saw a man dangling from the side. It was Mr. Veck, the same man from the year before. We ran up the steps to the window nearest him and pulled him in.
Oh, it's you, the Goblin. You saved me. You've saved me again.
You finally decided to jump, huh?
No, I was pushed. There's a demon up there. I was just visiting the bells when the demon burst in chasing another man. He was about to kill the man, and then he noticed that I was a witness. He pushed me, but I managed to hold on. Oh, I'm so glad you found me. I want to live.
Sir, you are going to be okay.
But the demon?
There's no demon.
A lot of our patients see spirits that aren't there. Monsters or ghosts from their past. You help Mr. Beck. I'll run up and see if anyone else is hurt.
You got it.
I ran up the stairs and opened the door. It was pitch black. Hello? Is anyone up here? I heard a strange moaning sound. It was a little spooky. I never believed in ghosts. Until, that is, I heard a ghost from my own past. Who's there?
Goblin!
What's going on?
Goblin!
Are you a demon?
Goblin! Ow! Goblin, watch where you're walking!
Demon?
No, dummy! It's me, Fern! I'm lying here with a knife wound and you just stepped on me!
Fern? What are you doing here?
That's kind of a long story.
Wait, are you the demon that Mr. Vex saw?
No, he is.
Suddenly, a man jumped out of the darkness with a knife and tried to stab me.
Goblin, run!
Stay out of this. I'm getting that money.
Fern, can you get up?
I think so.
I'll hold him off. You run for the stairs.
Okay.
I pushed the knife-wielding maniac aside and ran to help Fern. Just then, the church bell started ringing. The maniac tried to tackle the two of us, causing all three of us to fall down the long, winding spiral staircase. Halfway down, we passed my new partner and Mr. Veck. We knocked them off their feet and they started falling with us. Finally, we all collapsed onto the floor.
My legs! Goblin, are you okay?
I can't get up, but I'll survive. Hey, partner, how are you?
I have broken many things that should not be broken. How is our patient?
Oh, I've taken this fall before. This time I didn't even die. I think we're all fine.
The guy who pushed us doesn't look so good.
Oh, man. I accidentally stabbed myself with my own knife. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Yep. That's painful. Oh, that hurts, yeah.
Well, Fern, we're gonna have to wait for someone to come rescue us. I think we have time for that long story now.
Well, yes, I sure want to know what just happened.
It all started the day I was born.
Oh, wow. This is a really long story.
Now, I'll go fast.
Yeah, if we got, all this time to kill, someone could, help pull this knife out, because it is deep in there. It is just, I can feel that. That's in my guts. Mm-hmm.
On the very same day that I was born, another baby was born in Switzerland and was given the very same name. Neither of us knew that the other existed, but while I grew up to be a paramedic, my doppelganger grew up to be a wealthy wine merchant. His business is worth more than $800 million, and it earned him a friendship with the Crown Prince of Switzerland. However, the prince's evil brother was jealous that his brother, just seconds older, was next in line for the throne. So, he conspired to kill the wine merchant at sea, steal his money, and use it to start a coup and take over the country. The prince's only hope was to transfer the money out of the country as quickly as possible, and he found a way. Since I had the same name and birth date, he set me up as the beneficiary, and I would inherit the money. But there was holdup after holdup, and I knew something must have happened to the prince. So I traveled to the United Nations to meet his attorney in person and see what was wrong. But the evil twin learned of my journey, and he set out to stop me.
Wait a minute. What? Are you talking about me?
Yeah, of course.
What? Oh, no, dude, no. Oh, my dude, not to start poking holes in your story here, but I am not from Switzerland.
Wait.
I was just in the same hotel elevator, and I heard you bragging about having documents in your bag worth $800 million, and so I decided to steal it.
Wait, so you're not the evil twin of the Crown Prince of Switzerland?
Fern? Switzerland is a democracy.
It's what now?
The president of Switzerland is Simonetta Samaruga. I'm a drunk who talks to bears and thinks people are goblins, and even I know that.
It's actually a little more complicated than that. There's a whole complex council thing, but yeah, there's no prince.
Then who have I been wiring all that money to?
Oh, no.
Fern? Did this message from the prince happen to come by email?
Yeah, and I was really lucky to catch it. It ended up in my spam folder.
Fern?
Oh, no, I chased this guy across city for nothing.
Have you ever heard of a 419 scam?
A what now?
Oh, dude, you got conned by an email scammer.
I what?
Oh, I can't believe I just fell down 20 flights of stairs into a knife because the guy didn't know what a 419 scam was.
Hey, shut up.
Oh, what an idiot.
You fell for it too.
Well, I guess I'm an idiot for listening to you.
Oh, sorry about that, Fern.
Oh no. I have sent them so much money in legal fees, and I took out so many loans for our big move, assuming that the money would just, pay it back. What am I gonna do?
Well, you could always get your job as a paramedic back.
Yeah, you can have my job. I quit.
Yeah. All right.
Well, let's go, partner. We've got physical rehabilitation work to do.
I'm done. I'm gonna try and get this knife out myself. Oh, God, that made it so much worse. Someone put a knife back in. Oh.
Thank you for listening to the final episode of BEFM Drama's Goblin Stories. Dickens made his final book a retelling of his play, and I made ours a retelling of our very first episode, so that Goblin and Fern, even after all they've learned and changed, could end the story exactly where they began. As soon as we finished recording our last line, I asked actors Sam Hazelton and Kelly Brassbridge, who were involved in this project from the very beginning, to talk with me about the journey.
We did it, boys. We just recorded 40 episodes of Goblin Stories, BEFM Drama. I need to sleep for 17 days. How you feel?
If I knew it was going to be a project this big, I never would have signed up. I'm just joking. It was a super fun thing. Thank you, Ryan, for doing all of the writing, producing, recording, everything. It was really incredible. All I had to do was come in and have some fun with my friends.
Yeah, likewise. Same here. I hope everybody at BEFM really understands the amount of work that went into this project, the amount of work that you did. Kelly and I just came in here, read our lines, zipped back out, but really an astounding amount of work writing these scripts, especially writing the scripts, the sound editing. Great job, and it was a ton of fun to do. So thanks for inviting us. Thanks for bringing us on board.
What was the weirdest thing that I made you do?
I think the record will show that the improvised episode is probably one of the worst moments of radio history.
Yeah, the improvised that may go down in some sort of worst piece of radio Hall of Fame of all time. No, aside from that, I think everything was pretty straightforward. The writing you did was super clever, and I realized after trying to write my episode really how difficult and how time-consuming that was to actually come up with a story arc. I struggled with that mightily. That was really tough for me.
Exactly, same here. It took me 2 days to write my script, and I felt like I was hustling at it. And then to figure out, once I finished my first draft, I was like, there's no point to this story. I have to make it wrap it up in the end for some moral or some reason. And you do that every time. So you're good at it because you do it so much, but you wrote, I don't know if the people know, but you wrote 7 scripts in one weekend.
Yeah, pretty much. So Kelly is leaving town very soon, so we had to record everything we're going to do with these 2 characters before then. So the whole last month of episodes that you're hearing have been recorded in a single day, And yeah, I really need to sleep.
Yeah. Well, what's next for you?
Well, there's still another episode of BFM Drama tomorrow or next week, depending on when this airs, that I'm going to do an original story. Luckily, that's already written, and it's something that we can record in one day with a set of actors. I've learned a lot from doing this one. The previous audio drama that I did, Big Data, I did 8 episodes, and it took me like a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And now I'm doing that literally every month. And I've learned that it is possible. If I'm going to do it that way, I need to think more about how to not make that kill me.
Yeah.
Because this came very close.
You're going to keep doing this? Well, listen, thanks so much for having me be part of it, because I've never really done something as big as this or just some voice acting like this. I really appreciate it. Thanks to BEFM for having me on board. Especially thank you, Ryan, for doing all that work.
Yeah. No, I love it. To get the chance to goof off and have fun. It's a good challenge. It was challenging to write the script for sure. And it was challenging to come up with sort of like a character. It did actually take me a little time to sort of sink into my to get comfortable with the character and stuff. But yeah, likewise, what Calvin just said. Thanks for having me on board. Thanks to BEFM. It was a fun project.
All right,
so
40 episodes in the can. Thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah.
This was The End of the Line, based on No Thoroughfare by Charlesdickens and Wilkie Collins. It was written by me, Ryan Estrada. This episode starred Sam Hazelton as Goblin, Kelly Brasbridge as Fern, Angelique Lazarus as Dispatch, Kim Hyun-suk as a new partner, and me as Toby Vec and the villain. Hidden Agenda is by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech and released under Creative Commons Attribution License. Goblin's theme is by Unheard Music Concepts. Charles Dickens and his team wrote 22 books in 22 years, and my team followed all of the same steps as them to create a companion series of 40 episodes across 4 months. This project originally began as something very different. I'm a huge fan of the Martin Scorsese, Nick Cage movie Bringing Out the Dead. Years ago, for fun, I wrote a blog post about a dream project, Bringing Out the Dead, the animated series. My idea was, since the original movie is a subtle remake of A Christmas Carol, the series could be a subtle remake of the 22 sequels. It was all just for a laugh. But years later, when BEFM asked if I had any public domain stories I'd like to adapt, those stories popped back into my mind. Since many of them had never been adapted before, it could be something new and original. And if I created some original characters to tie it all together, I could secretly bring my silly Nick Cage fan fiction to life. I didn't know how much work it was going to be when I signed on, but it has been a blast. Don't worry, we'll still have more BEFM drama for you next week, but Goblin Stories has come to a close. One last time, thank you for listening.